you raised about the imperial presidency. I think really if you look at this constitution, it's one of the best you'll find in Africa. There is no imperial presidency. Really, that's what we addressed in 2010. We have adequate checks and balances in this constitution to deal with the powers of the president. The president today cannot appoint cabinet secretaries without parliamentary approval. He cannot do the same thing with judges or ambassadors. Anything he does, everything that this government does, the executive, it has to get approval by the representatives of the people. And the reason is because of that checks and balance. And then we have a very robust judiciary. We have independent, institutions, not just the DPP, but all other independent offices and commissions. All these have been created to ensure that there are checks and balances and to address that issue of imperial presidency. What we have today is, unfortunately, a situation where the independent institutions, including Parliament, have failed in their role completely. And they've become an appendage, of the executive. That's where the challenge is. So it's a question of governance, that's the problem that we have. Number two, we sat as Kenyans and said we want a presidential system of government. You cannot have a system of governance that you have decided, and then you say in order to, take care of some politician, we have to keep amending the constitution. For example, the presidency system allows for a majority leader in the House. We have a minority leader in the House. The minority leader is like head of opposition. Right. That's his role. So what are you going to do in a situation where you have a leader minority in the House, and then you want to create an office of opposition leader? Some things don't work. I mean, we cannot just create offices because we want to, please people. And I think our biggest challenge, let me tell you this, is because many of our leaders believe that you have to be in government to be in politics, to be a successful politician. If you're not in government, there's this perception that your people have been locked out, that you lose out on contracts, you lose out on business, you lose out on money, you lose out on power, on influence and everything. So everyone who speaks says we must be in government. So, but that's not the way politics works everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, there are people who run for election. One party gets elected. The other parties end up as opposition to check on the government. But you cannot say everybody has to be in government. And this is where the challenge is.
But do politicians miss out on those things? Business, power?
Well, I mean, look, there is everyone wants to be in government. When you are in opposition, you do. That's why everyone wants to be in government.